Hey friends, Lissa here from Lissa's Raw Food Romance. I wanted to do a special video about my experience with food sensitivities to avocados. So if you've been on my channel for a little while or have been following me, you may have noticed that I rarely ever eat avocados. The reason could be two things. I don't consume more than 10% total calories from fats, and that's very, very easy to overdo when you're eating a whole avocado. So if I do an avocado, it's typically half, just so I can keep my fat down at around the 10% mark. But also because I feel like I've had a food sensitivity to avocados, and whenever I eat those, I get extremely tired. Now I get extremely tired when I eat higher fat, but even eating avocados in the 10% fat range would always cause me to be extremely tired. I can do cashews, I can do almonds, tahini, hemp seeds, walnuts, all of those kinds of things in the same percentage, but I don't get as tired as if I eat an avocado. So I've kept avocados down to a very bare minimum. I rarely ever eat them. I think in the last year I've had maybe 3. 2 of those were in Costa Rica. Now, the ones in Costa Rica I was okay with because I was only eating a very small amount, but also I think now, looking back after my experience, which I'll tell you about in a second, I feel like I was more calm in Costa Rica, more relaxed. I was on holidays. So I find that that might have been a part to play in why I didn't react as bad to the avocados down there. So here is my story with avocados. I hope this can help somebody with any food sensitivities that you might have, because food shouldn't make one person react and the other person not. For example, avocados. Why are some people completely fine eating avocados, whereas for me they act like a sleeping pill? I can only eat them in the evening right before, closer to bed, because they just totally knock me out. Now, I always did kind of wonder why certain people would get reactions to certain foods, whereas others wouldn't. For example, tomatoes or avocados, certain nuts and seeds. Not extreme allergic reactions, but just sensitivities. Why were these innocent foods, like tomatoes, causing certain people to react and others to not? Now, I never actually researched this until I started to talk to my friend Louise from Allergygone.ca. Now, we were doing a little bit of work together, and we started talking about allergies and the link to your subconscious. I found that really, really interesting, so we kept talking, and she went on to explain to me how there was some studies done on people with split personalities, and how, say I had a split personality, I was Lissa and Sophie. When I'm Lissa, I can eat avocados perfectly fine, no problems. But if I was Sophie, I would have severe reactions to avocados. Now, it's the same body, but it's a different person, actually, in your mind. So Sophie is severely allergic to something that Lissa isn't, which was really interesting. She said that is how she started to learn a little bit more of a different perspective on allergies. And her perspective is that you have 2 filing cabinets in your mind, in your subconscious. And filing cabinet A files everything that's safe for you. So you've got stuff like your lettuce, bananas, tree pollen, cats, horses, dust maybe. All those things that you don't react to are in this safe filing cabinet. But then you have this other filing cabinet that is things that are dangerous to the human body. So you've got heavy metals, toxins, anything like that that's in the dangerous. So your body's going to actually react to it. Viruses, bacteria, that kind of thing, to protect you against the things in this filing cabinet. Now, if you go through a really stressful period of your life and you're eating something every single day during this stressful period of time, you could potentially become allergic to it. So as she was describing these 2 filing cabinets, she was telling me how people who go through severe stress can sometimes become allergic to things that are completely innocent. So I'm thinking back in my life, and I'm like, oh, okay, there was a moment in time when I lost a lot of money. I'm not going to go into details about that, but it was probably one of the most stressful periods of my entire life. And guess what I was eating every single day during those probably 6 weeks or so of time where I was extremely stressed out to the point that I could hear my own blood rushing through my ears because my blood vessels were so stressed and tight. So I was eating an avocado every day. And I was trying to do raw, but falling off, but I was always eating an avocado every single day during this really stressful time. So the body doesn't really understand how, that this food is really innocent, and it doesn't understand where the stress is coming from. So it connects the dots and it says, well, she's eating an avocado every day and she's going through this extreme stress, so I'm assuming the avocado is what's causing the stress. So it takes avocado out of the safe filing cabinet and puts it in the dangerous cabinet. Now, for some people, you can have anything from light lethargy to whatever simple reactions, and other people break out in hives, even go as far as anaphylactic shock, that kind of thing. So it kind of depends on what your body feels like reacting to this specific food. For me, I became extremely tired whenever I would eat an avocado. But during this time, I also slept a lot because it took me away from the stress. I could just sleep and not have to worry about it while I was sleeping. So sleeping, eating avocados. And this caused a sensitivity. So my body had avocados filed in the dangerous section. Now, again, this happened around 2006, I would say. And so it's been 11 years since I've had this sensitivity, and I've always not eaten avocados because they make me super tired. So after I heard all of this, I thought it was very interesting, and me and Louise decided to have a little bit of a session together and do some work on dealing with the subconscious classification of where I had avocados. After the session, I was kind of like, oh, maybe it worked, maybe it didn't, I didn't really know. So I got an avocado at the store and I brought it home, and I had it by itself, but then I had a big salad after to balance the fat back down. I think the fat that day was about 12% total fats, which is perfect. Anywhere between 8 and 12%, I do really well. So I know that if I had my fat down low, that I probably wouldn't react to the avocado like I used to. And sure enough, I had a lot more energy and I didn't feel super tired. I also did this at lunch to get the best benefit from that, or the best reaction from it. And I didn't actually feel really super tired. So I thought maybe this actually works. So then a couple days later, I got another avocado and tried that again. I made some guacamole with a kale salad, a really dark leafy green dinner salad. And again, I didn't pass out right after dinner. I didn't feel super tired and I didn't start craving things. But again, my fat again was down at the low end, and I totally felt awesome doing the avocado. So now when I do avocados, I can keep it to half an avocado without the fear of feeling super tired and lethargic after, because I dealt with the subconscious classification of where avocados were in my mind compared to where they used to be. So again, this is just a different perspective on emotional connections, subconscious connections with allergies. This can happen to people in stressful situations who eat the same things almost every day for dinner. I do know that this can happen to people who are in abusive relationships, or who have really, really super stressful jobs, who maybe have like lasagna for dinner every night, and all of a sudden they're allergic to tomatoes and wheat and eggs and cheese and dairy. So all of this stuff, all the things that they're allergic to, they're eating every single night during stressful times. So for example, these people in, say, an abusive relationship, every night they get home and they have dinner with their abusive partner, who may or may not say anything, but this person who is the victim is stressed out and not sure what this other person is going to say to them, but they're eating dinner and they eat the same things that the typical person eats. So lots of wheat, dairy, eggs, animal protein. Like a lot of people get their allergy test back and they're allergic to chicken. Soy is another big one. All of these foods that we typically eat all the time, but we are allergic to this clump of foods because the body doesn't understand that the stress and the anticipation of what this other person might be doing to us isn't linked with the foods. But the body doesn't know that. So it's like, well, you're eating this lasagna that has wheat, dairy, and tomatoes in it, so I'm going to attack all of those things because I think that that's what's causing the trauma and the stress, when it's actually just in a relationship thing. So your body classifies these foods as dangerous because you are having anxiety, you're having a situation where you're not comfortable, so the body will react to whatever it can because it doesn't understand where the stress is coming from. So people who have a broad range of food sensitivities, this could help you possibly. I hope it does help somebody and shed some different perspective light on allergies. And I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please click like and subscribe to this channel. This is Allergygone.ca, so please subscribe to Louise's channel if you